Prince William's simple act led Harry to reveal his deceitful plans. In this video, we'll show you exactly how Harry bores everyone with his lies and avoids discussing them. Hello friends, welcome to the King YouTube channel. Prince Harry has expressed concerns for his family's safety in the UK, while Prince William reportedly had a delightfully ordinary outing recently, even enjoying a pub visit with his mother-in-law, Carol. It raises the question, how can the future king engage in normal activities? Well, let me explain. Prince William leads a down-to-earth life. He's modest, admired, and adored by many. Unlike Harry, he hasn't turned his back on his family and nation. Harry's fear stems from knowing he's left everyone behind and attempted to harm his own family. Hey Harry, let me share something with you. Security folks can't promise your safety. They lower the risk, but if someone's determined, they'll find a way. My advice? Keep a low profile. Don't boast about risky stuff. Just lead a simple, quiet life without all the attention. Blend in, these rules apply to the whole family. Harry isn't relevant, not needed, or wanted. That's why he's stressing over nothing. And if Meghan feels unwelcome, maybe it's sinking in what they've done. Attacking a pop star or movie celeb is one thing, but going after the royal family, that's a whole different story. It just shows how little they thought before making those wild claims, but they can't erase what we've all seen over the past years. It's all there on paper, on tape, in the cloud. They won't be able to escape it. I hope they find a stable base in the US because returning to Britain won't be an option. William never talked about harming anyone or treating people like pawns. Harry's going to fret about where and when for ages, and he's scared of being embarrassed by booing, but he'll likely rely on his security team to shield him. So, Harry and Meghan should just steer clear to avoid any trouble. The truth is, the Brits don't want them around. They need to understand that Harry can't be compared to William. William didn't write books or lie about his family. He didn't chat with reporters or do TV interviews like Harry did. Harry spun so many tales about the royal family, easily debunked with a quick internet search. What was he thinking? Harry's worries are his own doing, along with Meghan's. Unlike Harry, Prince William and Mrs. Middleton, Carol Middleton, didn't have security concerns. Harry, though, has plenty to fret about after betraying his family and country by shirking his responsibilities, despite being once adored as the nation's favorite young prince, despite his many mistakes. So Harry, he basically put a bullseye on his back, hoping people would foot the bill for his security. It's not about the threat level, it's about privilege and status. William, being the Prince of Wales, already has that status. He's next in line for the throne. Harry, on the other hand, feels the need to flaunt his importance with big SUVs and a full motorcade. Most Brits respect and admire William, but not so much Harry. Let's not forget, though, that William and his mother-in-law probably had security, but they likely kept it low-key to avoid seeming flashy. Carol Middleton has likely been a solid influence on William, providing strong support unlike his birth mother, who relied too much on him for her emotional well-being. So Harry has every reason to feel afraid. The simplest solution, leave Meghan Markle and the kids in California. If he must attend the Invictus ceremony in May, he should prepare to cover his own security costs to keep them reasonable. It's best he leaves soon, staying in the country only as long as necessary. But it seems Harry still hasn't grasped that people aren't interested in him. He's irrelevant, and he needs to wake up to that fact. British folks have had enough of Meghan and Harry's demands. Sometimes it seems like they're hoping for trouble to prove themselves right, maybe even to make a quick buck. They've blown the danger out of proportion, always craving attention. Their recent book with its questionable claims only added fuel to the fire. Meanwhile, the working royals continue quietly with their duties. The Princess of Wales, when she's feeling up to it, joins other parents at the pub with her kids' school friends without any fuss. Neither she nor William have ever boasted about harming others or treating them like pawns. Catherine even takes breaks with Charlotte, popping into a pub while out shopping, and patrons respect their privacy when asked not to take photos. But Meghan Markle seems to have the paparazzi on speed dial, likely informing them of her whereabouts beforehand. People truly care about William. He's a man of great stature, unlike Harry. Meghan may have influenced Harry's behavior. She seems to live in a fantasy world. They've painted themselves as victims, unable to live normal lives without bodyguards and paparazzi tailing them. But the real danger seems to exist only in their minds. William and Harry couldn't be more different. William doesn't crave media attention and can lead a regular life. Meghan and Harry, however, seem desperate for attention, often trailed by hired photographers. They deliberately draw attention to themselves, like rolling down the car window in London and waving to onlookers, all captured by photographers. Harry lives in the US, and sure, our country has its issues, like more guns than people, but does he have a squad of security guards following him around there? If so, why not bring them along when he visits the UK? He'd foot the bill anyway. So, what's the problem? Taxpayer money should fund things like healthcare, not bodyguards for someone like Harry. The biggest risk for Harry's return is facing public backlash due to his unpopularity. But it's his own fault. Perhaps what Harry needs most is a good education. Considering his wealth, he could afford a private tutor to improve his IQ, especially since he struggled in school and military exams. He seems to have a short attention span, relying mainly on his title with little else to offer. Meanwhile, Meghan Markle insists on having free royal security in the US, which can only happen if they regain their IP status in the UK. But as usual, she masks her true agenda by fabricating stories about feeling unsafe in the UK. Harry and Meghan act as if they're above everyone else, constantly resorting to lies for attention, their only means of making money. Meghan isn't wanted or needed in the UK or anywhere else, really. To be honest, Harry and Meghan don't just want security, they crave the attention that comes with it. They desire the crowds, the spectacle, with big security guards trailing behind them as they stroll. William likely had security at the pub, but he didn't make a fuss because he's low key. That's the key difference here. As for Meghan and Harry's hypocrisy, it's hard to ignore. It's no surprise they'll be unwelcome in the UK, considering they seem to view the British population as beneath them. While attention seeking might be acceptable for them, most Brits don't agree. William is a true royal, unafraid and natural in his role. Meanwhile, Harry is just a wannabe, constantly looking over his shoulder due to the lies he told about his actions with Taliban members. He doesn't just want any security, he wants full royal family security. But Harry, if you had stayed on as a working royal, you could have had that. You chose to leave, sacrificing perks along with responsibilities. While it may have seemed like a short-term gain, Harry will soon realize where it all went wrong in the long run. He's desperate to maintain his connection to the royal family, but it's slipping away by the day. In conclusion, Harry and his family aren't just unimportant, they're irrelevant to many people. And I'm certain Meghan Markle is driving this agenda. She's the one who encouraged Harry to step down, and then he foolishly boasted about taking 25 lives. He'll have to face the consequences. Perhaps he should have heeded William's advice. They're set to be despised by the British and others worldwide. Harry and Meghan initially confirmed their return to the UK, but Meghan has reportedly changed her mind, citing safety concerns for their children. This has raised questions about Meghan's attitude and the truth about their unverified children. Stay tuned as we delve into these issues in this video. Make sure to watch until the end. After the specific time and date of their appearance became public, Meghan Markle reportedly began to rethink the idea of visiting the UK due to concerns about her children's safety. Allegedly, Harry is pleading with Meghan to reconsider, not wanting to face it alone. It was anticipated that Meghan and Harry would attend the Invictus Games' 10th anniversary celebration at St. Paul's Cathedral on May 8th. Reportedly, Harry is eager to reconcile with his family, but Meghan is hesitant about spending more time in the UK. While I can offer a little advice to Meghan, nobody cares if she stays put in Montecito. Nobody wants her to come to the UK anyway. It's absurd to think they wouldn't be safe in Britain if they're that worried. They should just stay home. This is all just keeping their names in the news, which is exactly what they want. They seem to believe America is the safest place on earth, perhaps hoping taxpayers will foot the bill for their security because they think they're so important. When will someone finally step up and put an end to this once and for all? And what children are they even talking about? In the recently released video snippet, that little boy doesn't even resemble earlier controlled images of artificial. In fact, he's a lot younger than the current biological age of the child presented to the world. In that christening photo, which now, of course, has been revealed to have been a heavily edited composite, there's just really not enough evidence of Harry actually being the father of two grandchildren of the king. So he has had government lawyers in the US acting on his behalf, asserting in a US court that the contents of his book may not really be true, but instead it could just be fiction that he published in order to curate a specific image of himself. So it is going on with this strange little family that Harry has created out of that expensive royal wedding that Meghan Markle used to generate a lot of income for herself. I mean, there's really no need for them to come to the UK. The members of the royal family who want to see them can easily go visit them in the US. And as for Invictus, I think a video call would be more than enough. Let's address this claim that Meghan Markle is worried about her children's safety. Come on now, she's just concerned about being booed. They're in desperate need of money, running out of it fast. Their online shop idea has flopped completely. Doria isn't cut out to be a CEO. She lacks the education, discipline, or drive of someone like Kris Jenner. Meghan is currently in a state of extreme desperation. But let's be clear, Meghan isn't capable of holding up her end of a bargain. So any proposals from the monarchy in exchange for money will be ignored until they're broke again. It's a lose-lose situation. Meghan openly undermines the Commonwealth and Harry obediently follows her lead. Frankly, I don't see how this situation can be fixed. They need to stop living beyond their means, separate their expenses, and arrange a proper custody agreement in a credible family court to get divorced and move on with their lives. I believe Harry could manage to make a decent living, perhaps as a consultant or even as the owner of a writing school. But he'll never have enough money to support Meghan Markle. She's too greedy and spends extravagantly, akin to a Russian oligarch. Maybe Meghan should seek out an oligarch for her next source of income. It could be a fitting solution. With enough determination, she might even find someone with a revived Russian title, satisfying her addiction to old world imperial style without any responsibility. But this isn't about the children. Meghan knows how disliked and despised she is, which is why she doesn't want to come. She refuses to face the truth about herself, so I think she should avoid bringing the kids altogether, keep the trip short and sweet, or better yet, just stay home. If Meghan and Harry do come to the UK, they'll likely face booze at some point. They need to prepare for that or just stay put. If they're serious about repairing their relationship with the royal family, they should handle that first before involving the invisible children. Or perhaps Meghan Markle is worried that her children might prefer living with their cousins and spending time with extended family rather than being confined to the Montecito McMansion. She's always quick to blame others for her problems, but deep down, she knows she's in for a tough time. If she ever returns to the UK, she shouldn't expect a warm reception. Harry is also being incredibly selfish, thinking it's the right time to introduce the invisible children to the family. In reality, it's probably the worst time. Why do he and Meghan always prioritize themselves over others, even those fighting cancer? It's baffling. And I doubt the children would shield them from criticism. People would likely still boo them. Every time there's an event, we go through the same nonsense. Will they come? Will they not come? Will one of them come? Will both of them come? Will the kids come? It's all just a ploy to garner publicity for themselves in the end. You know they'll show up, the gruesome twosome. They won't want to miss that grand entrance at St. Paul's where Diana got married. Netflix needs the shots, and magazines will be bidding for any photos. It's a slap in the face to choose such a central venue for this 10-year ceremony. This is the country and these are the citizens that Harry and Meghan trashed, yet they're asking the UK to sponsor the 2027 Invictus Games with taxpayers' money. What an insult. Artificial and invisibility seem to be convenient excuses for Harry and Meghan. Whenever they want to avoid something, it's never the real reason, it's always just to make themselves look better than they are and cry victim. I can't believe anything they say. They've told too many lies. The reality is, the royal family isn't interested in reconciling with Harry and Meghan. They've moved on, knowing Harry and Meghan wouldn't be welcome anyway. They seem to be using their children for sympathy, much like they did in the Oprah Winfrey interview. But why was there footage of artificial running on the beach with Gavin Green? Before that, it was a doll in a pram walking in Canada. Let me emphasize the kids wouldn't be in any danger if they came to the UK. And as for Meghan, why would she be in danger? It doesn't add up. Has anyone threatened her in the past? I don't recall any death threats against her. Yet she's convinced Harry that she and the kids are in grave danger. I'm certain that if they visited with the children, Charles would ensure their protection and accommodations in a royal residence. They'd be under security as long as they were with any royal family members. Meghan Markle struggles to keep her family together. She's estranged from her father and not on speaking terms with her half-siblings. And as for Harry's family, it's a whole other story. Harry seems to align with Meghan's divisive behavior, bending over backward to make her happy. Eventually, he'll realize she'll never be satisfied. Unfortunately, the damage has already been done. It's clear that Meghan Markle lacks respect for the monarchy and the people of the UK. She relentlessly pursues power by any means necessary. Her words, assurances, and promises hold no weight. She's simply power hungry. and her hunger for power stems from her desire for wealth, which she craves abundantly. It wouldn't surprise me if she attempted to run for political office, although it's unlikely to succeed. Meghan Markle seems convinced that she's destined to be president one day, displaying a level of delusion. Ultimately, every decision she makes revolves around money and power. Now that their finances are dwindling due to overspending, she may prioritize generating income over the supposed security concerns used to justify their need for extensive personal security. Netflix is also shutting the door on them. The UK royals would be foolish to trust Harry and Meghan, but they're not foolish. Have you read Lady C's new book yet? Oh my god, it's called Meghan and Harry Persecutor or Victims: The Real Story. Flipping through the pages, I stumbled upon page 433. Lady C reveals why Meghan Markle no longer has a relationship with her father. According to Lady C, Meghan made serious false allegations about her father to Harry. Lady C describes it as the kind of breakup you see on TV screens or hear in radio crackling noises. This could explain why Harry has never met his father-in-law and why Meghan can't see him again, as it would undermine the story she told Harry. Lady C seems careful with her words. Time will tell if the royal family sues her. If they do, maybe what she said isn't true, but she's dared them to in the past. I don't think they want to mess with her because they know she's telling the truth. In conclusion, Meghan is portrayed as a self-serving individual always acting for her personal gain. We shouldn't be interested in her or her toxic family's actions. Whether or not they come to the UK, it won't change anything. The royal family is focused on their duties with various priorities to address, while citizens have their own concerns. Meghan is likely paying her publicist a hefty sum to push this drama. It would be better for Meghan and Harry to allow their children to see her father, Thomas Markle, who has been eager to meet them. Meghan further stirred public anger during a charity trip to a medical facility where she seemingly exploited images of sick children for PR purposes. During her latest appearance at a children's hospital, Meghan suffered a wardrobe malfunction with her dress ripping near the waist. Royal fans quickly commented on the incident, criticizing Meghan for a lack of class, sophistication, and thoughtfulness. It's tragic how Meghan Markle seems to encounter wardrobe mishaps whenever she's in public. Sometimes her clothing doesn't fit properly, dragging on the ground or appearing wrinkled. Other times she forgets to remove price tags and now there's a ripped seam or an issue with a zipper. Do we really believe these children were interested in viewing her expensive watch, jewelry, and overpriced clothing? Did they even know who she was? It's unlikely. One of their mothers could have easily come in and read a book to the children, which would have been more appropriate. Meghan went as far as taking photos with the children and staff for her own PR purposes, yet there's no mention of a generous donation. Only the time Meghan offered, even though nobody really wanted to spend time with her. Perhaps she took Polaroid photos with the kids and signed them, but it's doubtful, as sick children likely don't care or know who she is. The book she's reading appears to be for 2-year-olds, while the patients are around 8 or 10. They look incredibly bored. It seems like Meghan used sick children for a PR stunt, unlike Catherine's visits, which are always related to her charity patronage. Meghan Markle's consistent lack of taste in clothing doesn't bode well for her latest online shopping venture. It seems she's planning to promote inexpensive Chinese products akin to what many others do. Everything she wears appears to be a cheap knockoff, which is disappointing considering the effort designers put into their creations. Meghan deserves whatever consequences come her way. After all, you reap what you sow. Why bother filming a visit to a children's hospital, all dressed up for PR? Moreover, while at the hospital reading to the kids, Meghan broke a significant royal family rule by signing an autograph. She likely knew about the rule prohibiting members of the royal family from signing autographs. As long as she carries the title of Duchess, she should adhere to that rule. What's wrong with Meghan walking around with a big hole in her shirt? It's not like she has anyone directly working for her to fix her clothes, so maybe she should have done it herself before going out. It's crazy though, regardless of how much her outfits cost, nothing seems to fit her well. I suspect she picks an outfit and then is told it doesn't come in her size, to which she responds, "That's okay, give it to me anyway." The result is always the same: she looks awful. I'm also curious if this is actually a recent photo. She wore those clothes during the late Queen's Platinum Jubilee, and she's lost so much weight since then, thanks to Ozempic. So I'm not convinced this is what Meghan claims it to be, but regardless, we know for sure this hospital visit is simply another PR stunt to keep her name in the news. As for the wardrobe mishap, It's pretty minor compared to how she's using sick kids for a photo op. Megan will never pass up a PR opportunity. Let's remember that. And how can it be such a secret visit if they filmed the whole thing? No, this is just another example of Megan trying to pretend she's royal. It does seem odd to me as well that a camera crew was allowed into the ward. I would consider that a breach of privacy. But Megan never does anything without a hidden agenda. Going to a children's hospital with cameras, it's not a good look. I mean, what was she thinking? If I were a parent of one of those kids, I would have been so upset. These kids are sick, they're vulnerable, they have to be protected. Why wasn't the hospital doing a better job? It's funny because nobody even knows who she is. Of course, these children didn't know her from Adam. Trying to do fake royal duties is not going to go well in the US because nobody cares about her. I hope they at least got some free food in return for this little photo op. And it's funny to me that she read them a book for toddlers. It just goes to show that Megan knows nothing at all about kids. And those kids had to sit on those hard chairs during this PR stunt. I mean, that woman is clueless. It's a lot like when she went to that school in Harlem wearing designer clothing to read her stupid book, The Bench, and then gave copies to the students, except they weren't really for free. Donating money would have been a lot more beneficial. Megan used children for a PR stunt then, and she's doing it again now. Honestly, though, I'm not even shocked by her behavior anymore. There is no low that's too low for her to sink to. Who wears thousands of dollars of jewelry when visiting a children's hospital? That would be like wearing a wedding dress on a trip to the rainforest. And look, maybe I'm being old fashioned here, but considering the fact that Megan's blouse and her skirt were made from different fabrics, she really should have been wearing a belt. That also would have covered that little wardrobe mishap. But anyway, I'm sure Megan's going to go back to walking in the car parking lots. Even Harry cannot stand her at this point. The only thing she cares about now is PR. She and Harry will pretend to love each other for photo shoots. But too many people have seen what's really going on between those two. Apparently, they hate each other. People overheard them screaming at each other in Germany and in Canada. That's why Meghan Markle is never going to come back to Britain. Thanks God. Thanks. It's funny to me how Meghan tries her best to pretend to be a good person in front of other people, but she's not fooling anybody. I mean, we've only had two queens in the last 150 years, Victoria and Elizabeth, to be the reigning monarch. Remember, one must have been born royal and be the oldest child of the last reigning monarch. Well, neither of those applies to Meghan, but that's not going to stop her from dreaming. I read somewhere that Meghan paid $2,700 for that stupid outfit, and the seam had opened up on it. What is wrong with her? I'm sure that if she really paid for it, she would have taken it back and tried to get her money back. But it couldn't have happened to a nicer person. I mean, Meghan can make an incredibly expensive outfit look like she paid $2 for it at the thrift store. But it doesn't really matter what Meghan does to try to make herself seem like a better person. She's not going to change my opinion of her. And I think most people feel the same. Meghan is trying to be an actress, trying to convince people that she's really a caring individual, that she's a humanitarian, but she's not. Has anybody on her PR team got the nerve to tell her that it's not working out very well? And she needs to reconsider everything she's doing. She needs to stop it with the lies. She needs to stop it with the one-upmanship. And she needs to stop acting so incredibly spoiled. There's also something fishy about this story and the photos, too. It looks like all of a sudden Meghan Markle put on a little weight. There is another photo of her taken the same day from the side, and she's a lot heavier than we have seen her looking recently. In my opinion, she looks almost exactly the same as she did in that photo of her and two kids that was supposedly taken by Harry at Frogmore Cottage. And that was way back during the late Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Same dress, same weight. So, okay, let's forget the conspiracy theories. Is it not odd for Meghan to have photos taken of her with other people's kids when there aren't ever any of her own kids? There's just something weird about this whole photo. Something's not sitting right, and she thinks that she is so good at marketing herself. Oh, yeah, like the time that she went to Uvalde and exploited those poor children. In the end, karma's coming for her. People are not as stupid and gullible as she believes us to be. She's just a briefcase girl, a mattress actress, a yacht girl, and she's trying to take the whole world for a ride. It ain't gonna work about $34,000 worth of clothing and accessories, and she still looks like an absolute mess. Doesn't anybody give her fashion advice, or does she just not listen? Does she just think that if you wear thousands of dollars worth of clothes and jewelry and accessories, you're automatically gonna look good? Well, Meghan, take a look in the mirror next time because you failed. And also, Megan, by the way, please stop referring to yourself as Duchess all the time. It's getting really old. I don't think Megan ever actually looks in the mirror on her way out to see what she looks like, or does she? And she just believes that she looks good no matter what. But why is it that she cannot wear clothing that fits her? I guess as long as it's designer and costs a lot of money and she can wear lots of expensive jewelry with it, it doesn't matter to her. So let's summarize who Meghan Markle is as a person. Well, she tells us she's a vegan, but she likes to eat beef hamburgers. She wants privacy. But as long as she can have her camera crew and photographers following her all the time, she wants the truth. But she only tells lies. She claims that she is involved in charity, but she just uses other people's work. She doesn't want anyone to know about the skeletons in her closet, but she's going to release secrets for media consumption. And she gets invited by other people to participate in their events, but then turns it into something that's all about her. So, in short, she's a hypocrite and she's also incredibly phony. Well, folks, this is our information and our comments about Meghan Markle having an embarrassing wardrobe malfunction in a PS 2700 designer dress. What do you think about this issue? We really want to know what you think. Please leave a comment below and then support us by leaving a like, sharing, and subscribing to the King YouTube channel. Goodbye for now, and I'll be back to see you soon.